Hello everyone, this is the first tutorial for AutoCAD 3D modeling. For this tutorial I'm using AutoCAD Architecture 2011, and this tutorial is for those who already have some basic knowledge of AutoCAD. For this tutorial I have set my units by going to Format, Units, click on Drawing Units Inches, Architectural, Apply, and OK. Also, I have put my grid display settings to snap for 4 feet by 4 feet and grid spacing 2 feet by 2 feet. That kind of gives me how the things look like here. And you can set your settings to whatever you prefer. For this lesson, I also use mainly three toolbars. One is modeling, next one is views, and the third one is visual styles. I'm using conceptual visual style for this lesson. Here I have already drawn a 40 feet by 40 feet rectangle and some polylines in there with a curved polyline here and a line and a circle for this tutorial. Okay, let's get started. First, go to your modeling toolbar and click on the first button, which is Polysolid. And if you go look at the command line here, it gives you 4 options: object, height, width, and justification. Let's go and set the settings for our Polysolid. At toolbar, click H and give the height that you want. I have 8 foot here. And next is width. Give it a width and justification J. Type in J for that, and gives you 3 options: left, center, and right. That's how it's drawn, and gives you justification for your wall or whatever you're drawing, which I'm going to go through that later on. And I have center here for my justification. Okay, now you can start drawing with those settings. Click on any point that you want on your drawing and start drawing. When you click the first point at the command line, if you look at it, it gives you arc or undo. If you don't do anything, don't type in anything, you can just continue drawing your line. If at the command line, go and type in here A for arc. Again, gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 options. You can pick another point, gives you 2 points for the arc, or you can at the command line again go back and gives it a direction, and you give it D for direction. Is ask you to specify the tangent direction for the arc. So if you click on a point here, that's the tangent line for the next point on the arc. You can continue, as you see here, if you draw here 2 points, draw an arc here, and if you go the other way, it bends the other way. Till, it's going to draw the arc till you go to command line and press L for line, and changes back to a line again. And at the command line, if you go back again, look at it, it's an arc, close, or undo. If you can undo, go back to previous point, or type in C for close. It's going to close your polysolids there. Okay, let's go back to that button for Polysolid and click on that. If you go back to command line, you can see the object. This time type in O for object, and pick an object like a line, circle, or the polyline. And if you click on that, it's going to draw that line, make it to a Polysolid using the same settings that you had. Unfortunately, it doesn't let you pick several objects at the same time. You have to go back and click on your button again and go through the same thing again and again. Each time you go and pick O for object. There is another item to mention. If you go and delete these polysolids, you can see that line and the circle is still there. The command DELOBJ stands for delete object. If you go to command line and type in DELOBJ, enter, right now it's set at 0, which means that it's going to leave whatever you had in there, left it alone, remains there. There are 7 options: 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, and -3. Please go to help on your AutoCAD, and there's a good explanation for those on the website. Before I forget something, go back to your Polysolid button and click on that and pick the first point and go back to command line and type A for arc. Normally, if you don't give it any directions, it draws an arc based on 2 points. And if you go back to command line, there is another option, second point. Put S for second. Then it's going to draw an arc based on 3 points. You already have the first one, a second point, and a third point. The second point goes through that point that you gave it. Okay, last thing, go back to your Polysolid button and click on that. If you remember, we had justification on the center of the wall. When you start drawing a wall, as you see, the justification is center. Whatever you draw is going to be, that line is going to be lined up in the center of the wall. Now, if you go back to your Polysolid button, click on that, and the command line, type in J and set it to R for right. When you start drawing, as you see, the justification is on the right side of the wall. That helps you for drawing architectural or whatever you want to draw based on these settings. And you can try the same thing for left. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you and bye.